of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sunshine law, pursuant to the requirements of the NJSA 10-4-3 to the Open Public Meeting Act. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Housing Authority of the City of Elizabeth has been given by mail of January 2012. Scheduled to the newspaper calculation within the county union and designated to receive such notice by posting the 2012 meeting schedule on the Housing Authority Office Bulletin Board Cover by filing the 2012 meeting schedule and annual date of January 3rd, 2013 with the office of the city clerk. Roll call.
Commissioner Akram?
Here.
Commissioner Capital?
Here.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Here.
Commissioner Morales Vasquez?
She told me said that she won't be making it.
Okay. Did she say anything about the bills?
No.
She called you?
Yeah, she called up a message on her cell phone.
Okay. Commissioner Pinto?
Here.
Commissioner Shannon?
Here.
And Chairman Collins?
Yeah. For the session. That close that. Got to the minutes for the regular meeting, July 9th, 2012.
I wasn't here, but I just want to point out before we go to the resolution 5738. I saw myself, Commissioner Pinzone and Shannon were out. It shows that 5738 shows Shannon voted aye, and at 5740 Shannon voted aye, and myself and Commissioner Pinzone were noted as absent.
Which one is that?
5738 and 5740. They're in the back.
Seven 38.
38.
38 and 40, I believe.
That's an option.
5738 doesn't have the absent.
It was over here.
How come I don't have 5738?
I don't have 5738.
5740 doesn't have me absent. And
Oh,
all
I
the
got
other
5738.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
doesn't have none of the ones that are absent there. And then 5738 is, shows here. 109, 109.
Oh, yeah, 5740 doesn't have anybody absent.
Anybody absent, right.
I remember we were missing 3 because we just barely made the quorum. At the last meeting.
And then 5738 shows Commissioner Shannon voting aye. That's all.
Okay. Corrections are noted will be made.
Motion?
I make a motion.
With the corrections, of course.
Corrections. Second.
Jose, all in favor? Opposed?
I'd excuse, I wasn't present.
Oh yeah, I should have seen as well.
Payment of bills.
So motion pursuant to approval of
Is
Edith.
this the right amount on this thing? Could you show her? See? Payment of the bills?
It's just this.
Yeah, it's not correct, right? See, you see the reports it? No, go to punch sheet. This way, yeah. This should be your full payroll of just that?
Oh, okay.
It should be.
No. I think this is just unpaid bills, that's all.
Is that the way
Is it un-
it
Yeah, these are unpaid, so
Take
they're
it.
approval.
Go ahead. You wanna make it, you're making a motion subject to Edith's.
Subject to Edith approving it.
Okay.
This is being that Edith is supposed to check everything and approve it. She's not present, so based on Edith's approval, all motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I think everybody knows about the citywide book bag. It was another success. I've actually held the seven sites. I think this is the 4th year, and it's been done as a collaborative effort. We had some good private sector participation in it, so this is the broader way to look at it.
Yeah, I did. Well, I just want to say, I mean, I was at the one at Perks Leisure Center over here, and they had a good turnout of a number of different community organizations that were there, displaying your services, man.
And I was at the one at the Miller and Logan Center. We did the registration in Ella Gardner.
Okay.
We did the registration form, and it was a very good turnout.
Okay.
About how many kids benefit from this one?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Because with the way they had it, the parent come in and they list how many children, and the children had to be present in order to get the book bags. And I mean, there was some large group. There was one woman, she must have brought in like a foster home kid. It was like 12 kids alone with her, by herself. But it was a great number, because the reason why I can't say what it was, because Ella was sitting here registering, and I was sitting here registering. So I say between the two of us, we probably registered over 500 kids.
How many sites were there?
7.
7.
That wasn't involved
Is
this
that
year.
including Radlackville?
Rather just cover like for X-ray.
X-rated.
Oh, but our tenant president also
Yeah.
did a
Oh, yeah.
distribution. Marie did.
Yes,
She did her
that's
own,
right. She
okay.
did her own. That's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah. That following Saturday.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, it was at Oakwood Plaza, Elmore Racket Club, Peterstown Community Center, Miller, Evans, Logan, as the owner indicated, Rick Slavin, Mickey Walker Center, and the Donald Dempsey Senior Center. So it's a well turnout. I don't know. Housing Authority has always been a substantial supporter on this. This year we got CIS. I hope since the law we can participate. Anyway, it was a good event. The second is if anybody's interested in going, is the Narrow, this is the Narrow event in November. It kind of runs concurrent with the League of Municipalities, so usually we have a couple of commissions that go, so if anybody's interested in going, they should contact, everybody knows Anne Marie had surgery?
Yeah.
She's out there. So if anybody's interested in going, they should probably contact me or Catherine, either one of us. Or even Bart Wanda too, to set it up. Okay.
Should go for one.
6 weeks?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Yeah, she'll be okay.
She's doing
Yeah.
okay.
She's gonna take it.
Yeah, that's good, that's good.
She works.
You never know until you gotta give it back.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. Any questions on the executive director report? There is one item in here that we're kind of excited about. Since Ms. Hart is closely involved in it, the Family Success Center is going to do a radio program here at Mavlac Manor. Want to do a little overview on it?
Sure. Family Success Center, in a couple of the prior executive director reports, I had talked about it. And it's a partnership that the Housing Authority has done with a company called Prevention Links. And Prevention Links is out of Roselle, but they do county-wide services for families, teens, young adults, in educational programs, economic programs, trades, for all kinds of things. So we put in together a collaborative grant to the state, and we were funded, which we just found out over the summer, to open what's called a Family Success Center. And the Family Success Center will be located at Mavlac Manor's Community Center. So they pretty much are taking over the whole center. They'll be staffing it with 4 people, and they'll be incorporating all the resident activities that we do now and building upon them. So there will be, right now we have a computer lab, but they'll be doing more than just computer labs and karate programs and fitness programs. There's going to be life skills training, family development, young moms, teaching them how to better take care of their kids, their apartments, getting them into educational programs and trainings. We're extremely excited, that we got funded. It's a 3-year funding award. Marie Hearns, the tenant president, is ecstatic. The residents, as we speak right now, are at a tenant meeting, learning about what's going to happen. It is resident driven, so it isn't like this company is going to come in and tell them what they need to do. There are specific goals that the state needs us to achieve, but those goals are resident driven. So the residents are going to form committees. There'll be parent leadership, there'll be teen leadership, and within those leadership groups, they will then drive the programs that go in through the Prevention Links Family Success Center. So we're extremely excited. We're going to try to, keep up with whatever resources the Housing Authority can provide them. Marie's going to continue to do all the things that she normally does as tenant president, but now she really has a support system built behind her to help her with a lot of those social programs that we couldn't help her with. So we're looking for having like a grand opening celebration late September, early October. So it's happening as we speak. We're physically moving them into the building now, setting them up in offices. We actually relocated Marie, which took a little convincing, but she is going with it. We're actually going to relocate her office over here, so she's actually excited about that. She'll have a little cubby hole still over there with them, but they just need this space. They need this space for lots of different things that are going to be going. But I'll explain more as it starts happening, but we're real excited about it. And it's called Family Success Center. So that is the name of it. If you ever hear that, there's one in Roselle, that's what Prevention Links has, but that's what the program was funded through the state. Okay? Sounds good.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you guys for applying for that grant. Those of you that have been on this board, at least as long as I have, know that I have been pushing to have services and programs at Mavlac Manor, so I'm really excited and happy to hear that we are, and I know we've had our difficulties with that because of the funding cuts that
It was
the Housing Authority has
competitive
received.
grant. Yeah, we were very lucky.
And that's
to
what's
get
been difficult. So I'm very happy to hear that that is occurring, and we're putting some good educational programs in there and giving the kids at Mavlac an opportunity, which they certainly deserve. And I know the primary goal of this Family Success Centers is to ultimately keep families and children from having to enter into the child protection system.
Yes.
And that's ultimately their goal, and I think that's it's going to go a long way. I certainly believe and hope. So I just want to say thank you,
Thanks.
and it's glad
We're
to hear.
excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we probably got to go on that Mad Black. We, you know, one of the highlights of the summer, I know Miss Aikman was there. I don't know who else was there. We had a big carnival on July 7th. Ms. Hart and other states did a lot of work on that to get that going. It was like, it really worked out. It was like a 6-hour event, you know, a lot of food, and you know, all kind of rides and activities that went along well. We're trying to make that an annual event. I must mention that, you know, we were lucky enough to get Rod Spearman in the mix probably this time last year, and he's done a lot of things downtown as well as uptown. So, you know, we're working full speed. We had a nice, different 2-week basketball session right outside of Mad Black Manor. As a matter of fact, so looking towards the future, so much going on in Mad Black Manor now. We're starting to happen. We may even attempt to expand that community center, make it like a larger facility to accommodate, you know, all the community needs. So we're very proud of what's going on at Mad Black Manor, and I'm sure things will continue to move onward and upward. Anybody have any questions about the report?
Just make sure you let us know about the grand opening.
I will.
I got a question, I don't know
October
if
4th,
it's,
but that's tentative. I'll definitely let you guys know. Yeah, I want you there.
it's not about the report, but the Oakwood Plaza. There's some construction and tear down a couple of buildings. Does that have anything to do with us? Because I know we're on a loan phase and this and that. We're not on a construction phase, are we?
We are participating in Oakwood Plaza. We did a Hope 6 grant, okay, and we did, I don't know, 580 new units. Going into Hope 6 and into it, we did not know that once you become a Hope 6 recipient, as a result of removing some of your units out of inventory, they give you additional funding. It's called replacement housing factor money. So you can get like 2 5-year grants on that. So we got the first 5-year grant, and we used that maybe to do, what was it, Borders Edge?
Borders Edge.
Project down here.
Piece of 205.
And 205. So we're actually probably on year second year.
Second 5-year.
Second 5-year, but the 4th year.
Yes.
So we've set aside, and we'll be setting aside a significant amount of money in the range of $3 million. This has been in the works. Jose's been working on it. Staff has for a while to, you know, in concert with the owners at Oakwood Plaza to do a building over at Oakwood Plaza. Is it the first building going up? Is that what you're doing now?
There will be 23 ACC public housing units that will be built with the monies that we put into the project. It has changed numerous times depending upon what actually is going on there as far as their funding resources, and since that has changed from day to day, our unit count has changed. The dollar amount that we committed early on has pretty much stayed the same, but we're tied to building ACC units, public housing units with replacement housing factor money. Can't build any other kind of unit. So with that being said, whether it's 400 or whether it's 380 or whatever it is, I'm not sure at this point which part of the structure, which phase it's going to go into.
That's fine. It's a great project, and I'm pleased and proud of it. I just, was just curious because I seen the demolition, and that was my question. Was us going there or?
Well, the city actually, the developer actually did the demolition. It's the first real start. I know some people have lost patience with Oakwood Plaza. The reality of it is it is a financial situation. That Oakwood Plaza is subject to, more so than people not wanting to have a favorable complex. The Housing Authority has been committed and involved in it for a number of years now. So I think that you will see some things starting to turn around at Oakwood Plaza, but it does need more revenue. The initial financial plan was put together very well, and that had to change, unfortunately, when the administration changed, and we're going to gubernatorial election. But we're going to get that done, all right? And there's a lot of city council activity on it. city council.
When I see those bulldozers and everything, I said, yay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure that, you know, was it us or was it somebody else? You know, that's fine. It's great. And there's been plenty of communication about it.
Slower than I would have liked, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there with that project.
Yeah, like Kathy said, I mean, the plan has changed a few different times.
It happens.
Since July, residents of Oakwood have been coming to City Council because they've been concerned about the conditions there, you know, at Oakwood Plaza. We've had, again, 30, 40 people coming down at a time. Just this past Tuesday, we had Community Investment Strategies come to our meeting, give us an update what was going on. Prior to that, had some contact, made some recommendations. One of the things that was missing is that they were not having any contact with the residents and letting them know what was going on, what they were doing, even though these plans and things were changing and what have you. So they did knock down the one building, which is the 400 Irvington Avenue building, which is kind of like in the middle of Parker Road and Irvington Avenue. So they've demolished that, and at this point their phase 1 plan includes the 350 building and the 380 building. They plan within the next 60 to 90 days to take the 380 building and move everybody out for about a year. Maybe about February of next year they're going to take 350 and move everybody out for about a year, and they'll be able to bring them back after they rehabilitate at least those two buildings. They're still working on the Parker Road side of the buildings in terms of what they're going to do, because things are, like I said, regularly changing for them. So, but right now, you know, that's the plan. You know, and they've started meeting with the residents, so that some ideas have come up also.
Right.
You know, they're doing some things to help provide some security for them. Build like a small playground for the kids on the Parker Road side, so the kids can have some place to play, because they don't have access to the community rooms. And you know, there were just a lot of things that could have been avoided had they communicated better with the residents, and they've started doing that, having meetings.
Well, I know Christine had reached out to me because of the fact that she couldn't get residents to want to come and participate and talk with her. And she's been doing it little groups at, you know, at a time.
Yeah.
Where she's trying to get, like we had at Hope 6, where we have that committed group that's there, the ones that's going to be there and stick it out, you know, and really be able to talk to the other residents and let them know what's going on and don't have no fear, you know, because you'd be surprised how the outside people impact people that live there, right? You know, saying, we went through it. They're not building nothing for you, and then you got the ones from the inside that's
the communication is the key. If we were meeting with the residents during Hope 6 weekly, once, twice a week, and we did have a core group of residents, both at Pioneer and McGlory, who we met with on a consistent basis. And I say this all the time, if we didn't have them, then Hope 6 would have never gotten done. Because it really, they were the key to making it happen. They're the key to why we kept moving forward, even sometimes when we weren't sure what we were about to do, we kept moving.
right.
And without that resident push, it is very difficult to get anything accomplished. The suspicions, the rumors, they don't know the owners from a hole in the wall. They don't know what's going on. All they're hearing, like Winona's saying, is from the outside, and it's all misinformation.
And I know this project's a little bit different, because Hope 6, I wasn't here at Hope 6, but I was in the community. There was the Housing Authority in front of it. This project, it's not the Housing Authority.
Right.
So it's a little bit more challenging and everything.
It is
But
socialized.
anything that we could do, and so it says, yes, it's great, and it's just, you have my support 100%. So.
I do want to say that the mayor has directed the Elizabeth Police Department. The security detail has been beefed up substantially. There is around the clock. And it's not just one or two officers. It's a full complement, you know, of some ranking officers. Very expensive, but I think it's taking effect.
There is a command structure there, 24/7.
Yeah, that's right.
That area is being built up. Morse Avenue with the Columbia community and everything. You know, there's plenty of
But CIS
investment.
is hiring their own like security people to help out there, you know, quell the differences between, because there also been complaints about differences between residents and the police and what have you. So hopefully this will help quell some of that concern that residents have.
I pass by it 2-3 times. It's on my way home. I pass by it 2-3 times a day. So, and the presence and the fire station is perfect. So the area is perfect, and it just needs the attention that we're given to make sure that, you know, the element won't move somewhere else.
Based on what I'm hearing, that there can be a disconnect between residents and the owners and sometimes police, housing authority. Based on those experiences, what can we do and how can we learn from them? And what changes can we implement?
Well, I think that in some of the dynamics that's going on there, we had. It's hard to say. Some of the dynamics that's going on there, we had the same thing. Where it was like the housing authority, the residents, the city, the police department, and it was very difficult to connect the dots. But as you move forward, you know, everybody starts, you know, to come together. But ultimately, you gotta have the dialogue between the owner and the residents. The residents have to trust the owner, and the owner has to trust, you know, the residents. The residents, as an example, I don't need, or Oakwood Plaza doesn't need, or the city doesn't need anybody who's knowingly selling narcotics coming to a meeting yelling about a specific police officer, detective. I don't want to know nothing about that. You know, these people are out there, you know, tearing the place up, and they have the nerve to go to an open forum like City Council and talk about, you know, the police presence. The police presence is not going to be an easy job for the police. They have to at least stabilize it. But you know what? I mean, if you're out there on the other side of the street, then don't you know, throw the sticks in the stones. Some of that has happened. But I think the residents are going to see, you know, that you know, you gotta at some point call it a new day, and things will be happening. You probably need more meetings. You just gotta have a continual presence of meetings. And we had them all the time.
The residents have to feel that they have a vested interest.
They're part of the
They don't
process.
feel that way, I'm sure, right now, because they have no idea what's going on.
I mean, we would do it differently. I mean, we would have had those meetings. We went to one meeting. It was probably in February of 2011. And you know what? When we got to it, it was in the evening. You know, we were in heated tent. And when we got through the meeting, I thought things were on a nice road, you know, but that was one meeting, you know.
There was there were residents there that were willing to step up and be heard and wanted to participate in some sort of resident-driven initiative. And I don't think the follow-through was then put forth with those individuals.
Right, because initially they had a few meetings, but then after that, it was over a year.
There's meetings all the time. I've had the meetings all the time.
It was over a year that they had not had.
I don't think Winona and Ms. Pollard trusted us at the very beginning, because they didn't, because to be honest with you, we had to earn their trust. There had been other times where we had brought programs to them that never came to fruition. Either HUD money went away or it just wasn't a feasible project. So when we first laid this program out on the table, they're like, yeah, right, whatever. But it was, we constantly badgered them to say, no, this is it, we're really going to do this, but we need your help. And again, like I said, if it was every day, phone calls, coming down, them coming here, back, I mean, it was 24/7. It really was. So, I mean, that is the only way. And don't kid yourself. There were drugs, there were gangs, there were crime. The cops were down there 24/7. We had it all. We had very infamous gang, drug, whatever. There were shootings, everything else. We kind of worked our way through all of it and got it to work. But it's the women here, so. Plus, there are a few more.
And I have to say that, I mean, not for them, but crime over there has been down significantly since they've been more aggressive. You know, now is it perfect? Of course not. There were some things that bothered me, like, you know, the officers going in and calling, you know, residents' names and things like that. I mean, this wasn't necessary. I mean, derogatory names, and that, you know. So we talked with the director about it, and they're addressing those concerns and that. But overall, you know, it has helped deter some of the crime that's been occurring there in the area.
Well, I had said to Ms. Julio that maybe she can talk with you, Kathy, and schedule a meeting with some of the residents that, you know, she wants or needs to talk to. And maybe we can have the meeting down at 205 First Street,
Yeah.
somewhere off site.
Right.
You know, where they might feel a little bit more comfortable, because not knowing who or what is going on up there, who's hearing what,
Right.
you know. And this way, we can talk to them and give them our perspective, because the night of that meeting, you know, there was people that didn't
No,
even
that was-
live in,
Yeah.
Oakwood Plaza, and they was up there just kept shouting out and disrupting, and wouldn't even let them hear what they needed to hear.
Right.
My one concern is just, and it sounds like it's working fine, because there's owners at Oakwood Plaza, and we're stepping in, and you know, we just want to make sure that we're in control, or at least of the sections that. And I know that's a challenge, and we go back and forth, and I think that's the biggest block, or
Well, I think that's a good point, and I think as the commissioner board, you've got to maintain an opinion, and as well as direction and policy on, you know, how this authority, you know, gets, and at what level this authority gets involved in that project. There's got to be a realistic, you know, direction that we take. So, you know, you can't, and if you hear us coming, you know, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and you know, because you have a big responsibility here, enough with the housing authority, you know, and so you're working with the 5 complexes we have, a fairly large Section 8 program. You know, you got the spin-off of the Hope 6. You know, you got Jose doing a new scattered site project downtown. There's actually a lot going on. We're also doing some work in concert with Brand New Day. So there is a lot going on. So you got to maintain, you know, and make sure that we don't lose the focus, get overcommitted, you know. So
We have no direct ownership in Oakwood, just so you know.
you go.
that's
So there's no.
I mean, to me, it's not a concern, because it's just like, I mean, figure, and I know that the executive board is working fine. It's just, but you know, it's like in the back of my mind, it's like, well, you know, there's owners, there's other interests in here. It's like it deserves anything that we could do, and it deserves Oakwood Plaza. It deserves all the help, you know. But it's just, and it's not about rather. It's just it deserves everything. We just want to make sure that we control it. And then, like Bill Jones just said, you know, we got plenty of other projects going on. You know, it's not just focus on that one and forget about the other ones. It's just Jose does a great job. I see on the resolutions that there's some other work
Yeah, it's
pending and
probably
everything.
trying to bring him in for, you know, do a presentation. Maybe we'll do that, because he's got some stuff going on there. It's moving out, you know, so we'll bring him in into the October meeting.
How many units did you say, Kat, this was?
Oakwood,
Yeah,
23 units
23 units?
at what's called Westminster Heights. That's what they're naming that particular phase of the development.
That was it for me. I
Oh,
hope
quite
I
a
was in
bit.
the right
Okay.
phase,
All
but
right.
it seems like we got plenty accomplished, or a lot of it out in the open.
See them every week.
Okay. That's it for the report. That's old business. I don't know.
Do new business?
New business, okay.
Okay, I want to report on some litigation, but I think we ought to go into executive session for that.
And let me get the sheet up. Hold on, before you do that.
Well, wait till we go into session.
Oh,
you mean the voting?
Yeah, I gotta vote to go in there.
So motion. If anybody didn't, if not, I'll second.
All in favor to go into executive session to discuss some litigation?
Aye.
Ready? Ready. We're gonna do the resolutions? Old business, any?
Open.
I'm not sure if this is the moment to bring it up. I'm just wondering what the status of the nonprofit. We were trying to put the nonprofit and do some work at TD.
I know Jose was working on that. To be honest with you, I don't know how far he got with that. I'll be perfectly honest. I've been kind of devoted towards other resources right now. I did talk to him about the TD Bank because I actually marked my calendar for July that there was the application for the funding resource.
Mm-hmm.
And I did talk to him about it, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know how far he got with it.
Okay.
We'll let you know.
It's on that to-do list.
No business?
Number 9, awarding a contract for lobby and community room upgrades at J. William Pauly Towers and Fort Leonard Towers. An amount not to exceed $360,000. General contractor selected is Geocon Industries out of South Amboy, and the purpose of this project is to get a brand new look for those 2 community rooms this year and to do the other 2 buildings next year.
I know they were the lowest bidder, but have we had any experience with them at all?
No. They've been
This-
checked out, they're qualified, but there were some people who submitted that we did have experience with, but we had to go in those.
Is this interior or exterior? This
In
one's
the inside the lobby, if you're going to go.
Okay. I'll motion.
All in favor? Number 10, awards a contract for environmental and geotechnical services for the Elizabeth Port Scatter Site project. This is somebody who worked the environmental, hopefully will not be a lot, and the soil testing services at the Elizabeth Port Scatter Site project. Elizabeth Port Scattered Site project, good, okay, is 158 First Street, the building that burned down next to it, and a bar on the corner. And you go up to 3rd Street, and there's some buildings around around the corner of 3rd Street, and I forget what it is, but there's 40 units down on 1st Street, and 12 units up, 14 units up on 3rd Street.
I think it's
The
2.
First Street, is that the one next to the community center? Or the computer center?
Yeah, the computer center.
The computer center, the one that furniture.
The furniture
place?
store, yeah.
Okay.
And the computer center goes upstairs on the 2nd floor of the community room, as well as the other associated activities, so on and so forth.
What's the total for this?
It's not a total. We
It's
don't
not a
know the
breakdown,
extent.
it's
We don't know the
Like
extent.
something-
It's dependent on services and what they find.
Well, they have some amounts.
Some of the estimates, it could be more than that. We'll keep you apprised on that.
Depending on what they find and if they need more
Yeah.
testing and stuff like that.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. We're guessing at the pipe work, but the soil is not that bad down there.
No, just wondering what we're estimating, at least based on what they've provided to us. I didn't get to add up the totals.
Yeah, but it's to better and to, build some more projects and build some more housing for it.
It looks like about 45,000. This estimates and all these assessments.
Can I get a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? The last resolution adopts the East operating budget and fiscal policies for FYE July 1, 2012 to June 30, 2013. There's a state policy. This budget's been introduced, right?
It was. I can go print it out. He just emailed it to me.
Oh, that's right, we just got it. Does anybody want this now? You take it to the next meeting in the mail. This is the state, you know what, this is the state budget. You know, you've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. This is not the HUD budget. I don't know why the state thinks I gotta send them a budget. They don't give us any money, you know. But we do follow this procedure. We do it each and every year. I think the board actually passes 2 resolutions. So Barbara does have, we just got this actual budget document today. So we can give it to you now or send it to you? We'll send it to you. Okay.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Keep that meeting adjourned.
I don't know about that.
So moved.
Second.
Motion for y'all to keep talking.